Yeah. What are you saying though, Mike?
Oh no, I was gonna say that the one of the NFT projects that I got into, it kind of failed. So we got refunded our money though, so it wasn't like a scam or anything.
So,
But like because of the new crypto regulations that Biden put in his Build Back America bill, it's kind of creating like a ripple effect throughout the crypto world. So like
Like you said, there a ripple effect. Yes.
yeah, well, that, but essentially, like a lot of projects are getting classified as securities, which is the exact same lawsuit that's against XRP. So I guess like the whatever Biden has in his bill has like a lot of these platforms trying to crack down, like the NFT marketplaces are cracking down on projects that could be classified as securities or that don't meet the criteria for whatever the new regulations are.
Right. I think they're classified as securities because they're scaling with their own token. So they use the token that they created to help them scale.
Well, so like the project I was invested in, so essentially like if you stake your NFT, you get a monthly return of the total OpenSea sales, or so OpenSea is an NFT marketplace. Right. So like the more sales that happen on OpenSea, the more money, passive income that you get. And then you also get to a say to like vote on where you want to put like community funds. So like it definitely made sense. Like, so like we voted to put like 20% of the community funds in this one crypto. And then like whatever gains come out of that crypto would get distributed evenly amongst, you know, everybody in this NFT community. So it was a good idea, but like because of all the new regulations, we all got kind of fucked.
So how does the regulations come into play as it relates to kind of that passive income?
So I think it's just because like it's almost like a you're putting money into like a mutual fund almost. Like we're all saying we're investing our money in this area so in order to get a return on our investment due to investments that are being done on our behalf.
Okay.
Yep. So I think that's ultimately like where it was going. But yeah, so like OpenSea straight up took us off the platform, or took the project off the platform, and all the holders were kind of left holding the bag. But the guy did refund us like what he could, which was cool.
Okay. But OpenSea took you guys off the platform because you guys were noted as a security project?
Yeah, like I didn't, like they didn't drop all the details. Like he just kind of said like with all these new crypto regulations coming in, like we're unable to keep up with them, and like essentially said that yeah, OpenSea labeled the project as a security, and it just had to, so we just had to shut down.
Yeah, I honestly thought, yeah, okay, I can see that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there needed to be some sort of protection, there needed to be some sort of regulation as it came to this.
Yeah.
And it comes at a cost. Like there's a cost to regulate. There, you can't just operate in a community where people can just run off.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, it's yeah.
But like the guy was definitely trustworthy. Like he could have just literally took all that money and dipped, but he gave it back to what he could back to everyone. Like
yeah. And that's dope because that, like you said, you did the research and you did that. But it doesn't necessarily like all that means is you're a smart consumer. Like, but it doesn't actually protect. Like dumb consumers still need to have some protections.
Yeah, like they could fall into a trap where people are promising that, but it's not really what's coming through.
And so like there's very few schemes left in like the regular non-NFT market that can still kind of operate that way, kind of like those like multi-level marketing, like those pyramid schemes. They kind of operate in that way these days, but there's like, I think with the NFT market, it was just like an open market. There were no fees, there were no regulations, and that's like I think that's where like the most capitalistic of capitalistic free markets kind of comes into play. There's no there's nothing holding you back, which is honestly like it's a good thing, but there's drawbacks. I can see the drawbacks.
Yeah, but it's all good. I already bought another NFT today, but now I'm like in it strictly for like the art aspect.
Okay.
Like this one's pretty dope because it's like a samurai and it has like music attached to it.
Nice.
And like the beats kind of fire. So I was like, you know what, I can get behind that. Like so, but there is utility to it, but I don't really care much about it. I'm just gonna hold it and see if the price goes up and flip it.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel you. What I did not recently, but somewhat recently, like I bought shares of like a song that an artist put out.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a dope experience. I did have to pay like a subscription service to kind of be on there, but it was more because I kind of wanted to support the art. It's like this rapper is from like the North Bay. He's called I'm not sure if it's La Russell or LA Russell, but he's like he's on Instagram. He has a really cool independent following. He makes dope music, and he has like a company, a business called The Good Company. And basically he promotes like other Bay Area artists and other kind of just dope artists, but he also promotes himself like through this platform. And like he's been put on by like Snoop, Meek, like Tech9 recently, and like a lot of other artists have kind of given him shine because he's taken like the independent route. And one of the things that he did was he put his like music up for sale. Like you can buy a percentage of my song for like a negotiated price. And basically you'll get dividends off of that.
That's dope. There's they're doing something similar to that with like sports or like athletes too. Like you can invest in the athlete and get dividends based on how they perform.
But that's more like the stock market. Like that's like it's like an athlete stock market. And like the reason why I did this is because like he's giving me the rights. I don't know how I saw that though, and like I think that's a cool concept.
So you could take this song and put it like anyway, like you could use the song. You have the rights to use the song in any way you see fit, I guess. Like
that
you don't have
I'm not
to,
sure.
Like you could put it, you could blast it through your metaverse.
I just minted an NFT. One of my songs.
Just now
on Sunday.
Oh, you minted an NFT for one of your songs?
Yeah,
that's dope. That's really dope.
Yeah, where can we? The Sologenic marketplace, NFT marketplace.
Okay, the one. Okay.
Yeah, Sologenic is a coin on the XRP ledger.
Yeah, you brought it up.
Yeah, so it's only like $2 to mint on there.
Oh shit! Yeah, let us know the link.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
You should leave in the link of the the YouTube.
Yeah, because I'm about to. They just allowed people to start. So they were allowing people to mint for like a week, and then today they just started letting people sell NFTs.
Sure, that's dope.
So if you guys want to buy an NFT song made by your boy, hit the link.
On the market. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's dope. Once I get my metaverse crib going, I'm gonna have it bumping throughout the whole
metaverse crib.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I was thinking about whenever they make a virtual world on the XRP ledger, I was gonna use the Solo to buy land because I think it's gonna be hella cheap. Land on Sandbox I think is like 5,000. I don't know if you guys are still trying to do that.
That shit is like 12,000 minimum.
No. You gotta get in like you gotta buy it in like the cuts. So it would have to be like in the cut somewhere, like not near anybody else.
Like all the way in like a corner, like
the boonies.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if you're in the boonies, it's something like 5K.
For sure.
So that's not too bad.
It's not the worst.
Yeah, man. But yeah, let's get to the podcast. This is the Mostly Bullshitting podcast.
I'm Mike.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Solomon.
And this is the weekly chat, weekly what are you calling it? Cutting up between three former college roommates where we talk about politics, life, music, sports, all of the above, finance. But don't take it seriously because we're just mostly bullshitting.
We are bullshitting.
Yo, so we always start with Mike. Mike has a topic for us every week. So Mike, what you got for us?
All right. So what we talked about earlier wasn't necessarily gonna be my topic today. But we could still probably bring it up later on.
What, Solomon, was that your topic?
It doesn't have to be. It can be anybody's topic, really.
All right, let's just talk about that first before we get
into
into
it out the way.
Let's get it out the way.
Breaking news. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
Well, I'll just kind of bring it up from how I heard it. I got a phone call from my friend Nick, who just basically mentioned, "Have you seen the Isaiah Rashad video?" I didn't know what it meant. Honestly, he dropped an album recently, so I thought it was some sort of music video. And he quickly got to mentioning that it was a sex tape, where he was giving and receiving head. At this point, I still didn't understand why he was calling me in, such a panic. Like, the man, he's a man. Like, he's a rapper. It's fine. It's fine. I was like, so what's the actual issue here, Nick? Or what's the deal? It's like, oh, so you didn't see the video. And I was like, no, I have not. And he basically mentioned that Isaiah Rashad was giving oral head to a male, not a female, which I had presumed. And man, I was thrown off. I'm not gonna lie, because from what I knew of Isaiah Rashad, he was a single father with a child. Usually that kind of
bitches all the time.
Yeah. If you have not listened to his raps, he's very he's kind of vulgar in his raps. He's from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He's from the South. And he grew up in the projects. Went to LA to get signed to TDE. He had a phenomenal tape called Sevilla Demo, followed up by the Sun's Tirade. And he kind of went dark after 2016. Nobody really knew what was going on. I saw him in live performance twice since that point, and they were, with all intents and purposes, really terrible performances. Mike, if you don't remember the Dayton Vegas performance that we immediately left.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we were way in the back in that one though, so I was just but
you felt the energy. It was a pretty small stage. The energy was not there at all. It seemed like he was.
It's crazy. Me and Mike, we saw his first performance, his first tour,
opening for Schoolboy.
Crazy,
right?
And it was 2014, huh?
Yeah.
That was the Oxy tour. So he was doing some demo. Tour, yeah. Jesus,
didn't he jump in the crowd?
Yeah,
that shit was crazy. Yeah. So that shit was lit. Sylvia Demo, definitely. I still bump that today. Amazing album or tape, I guess.
Yeah. But all this to say, man, this is something that kind of came out of left field. And I do respect whatever someone's choices are in terms of who you love, and I can't I'm not really saying anything to it, but it was just the way it came out might explain a lot of Isaiah's internal struggles as it relates to what he's been going through in the past couple years. But I kind of want to just flip it to y'all. What do you guys think about the situation? Have you seen the video? Because I have not. And what are your thoughts?
So I haven't seen the video, but it definitely does suck to kind of be outed that way, especially publicly.
It sucks, Mike.
It's not the ideal situation
Jesus
for
Christ.
How someone who is struggling with their sexuality would want to come out, I guess.
Absolutely not.
Because now you have the entire internet talking about it. Half of it's on your side, half of it is shitting on you.
I would not say half of it is on his. Well, it could be. It's just to his base. If you know Isaiah Rashad's base, it was young black males. I don't think he had if I've been to a couple of his concerts, not too many females are in the audience like that, outside of those who kind of looked at him as attractive.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's when I was looking through Twitter, just reading through it, I feel like there's more support than there is hate going towards him.
I love that.
But this won't really stop me from listening to his music. I listen to Lil Nas. I've listened to, I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, Sylvia Demo was probably one of my top 5 tapes that came out during college. So there's no reason for me to not listen to it anymore based on this new knowledge that I have of him.
Brandon, what are your thoughts?
I'm sorry, I'm watching this Warriors game and Curry got Juan Toscano Anderson playing point. I'm confused. But,
he's playing off ball. What can you say?
No, he's bringing the ball to the court. He's initiating the offense. What do I have to say about it? I unfortunately saw the video. Because when Mike told me, I didn't believe him. I was like, that's cap.
Yeah, it didn't.
I went on Twitter and it didn't take long to find a video.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I don't know, man. Because like you were saying earlier, Solomon, I'm really not trying to get canceled. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like I got jokes.
For sure.
As you know, I got jokes because I don't really care. I just think it's really funny.
It's funny.
And it's not necessarily funny because he's gay.
No, it's
like,
not.
It's not funny because he's gay. Like, if he's gay, he's gay. Like everyone said. It's because he just didn't just say that earlier. Like,
he's from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
There's like Mike was saying, like Lil Nas X is like one of the most popular rappers in the game right now.
But he took that route from the jump.
But even if he didn't want to take that route from the jump, as you can see, people don't care.
You could have had the support. Yeah, absolutely.
But I think initially it might have been harder for him to garner that support. Like in the beginning of his career, like would TDE have signed him to a deal if
probably not.
If they knew that?
If he was an openly gay or bisexual rapper, no.
Yeah,
probably not. Like, because it was around the time when he came in, that was around the time like McConan was like, "Oh, I'm gay," and then he fell off. But McConan is in no way talented. Like, so I can't even compare those two.
He's not like he's not like not talented. He just wasn't gonna have like staying power in the rap game. But this cut his career way shorter than it should have.
McConan is in no way talented. But there's gay rappers out there that are actually talented that people actually fuck with. There's Lil Nas X. There's Frida in New Orleans.
What I would say to that, Brandon, is like I think Isaiah Rashad grew up in a different era than Lil Nas X, where a different.
Right, he's older than us even.
Yeah, he's older than us, and he grew up in the South. Moved to LA, and like you don't want to. I don't want to put those like put that on him as it relates to like what other people would think about him. But I think like internally, like you kind of internalize what you see in your environment. If I don't truly know about his background as well, but like from where he was shooting, like some of the clips of,
You said shooting?
Like,
sorry, I still got Jesus.
Like, no, he was shooting some of the videos in Chattanooga. He was not like it's not like the nicest of places. Like he was definitely like from that. Like he was definitely like from tougher parts of the South. Like, and came to LA. Like he worked for it. He had to make it out. And like, if this is how he always felt, this is not necessarily something he'd want to bring to the forefront. Immediately, because in the back of his mind, he might think it would hurt his career. And as we kind of just discussed, if he was openly gay in 2014, what is the likelihood of him getting signed to TDE? And it becomes really difficult for an artist who's attempting to be an industry artist who raps in a certain like type of way, because if you listen to his lyrics and what he's rapping about, it's still machismo rap. A little bit. He's like talking.
That was for sure machismo rap.
He's talking his shit. He is like, and it's like part of that rap culture that we're like kind of getting away from due to the new Atlanta wave. But like he came up before that Atlanta wave of young like Thug and like Gunna and like all of them
doing wild shit in 2014 and 15. But Thug's not gay.
I know, but it's just like I think he opened up. I know that, but I think he opened up a pathway to more creative expression that could potentially lead to gay artists in the industry and maintaining that status in the industry as a industry artist. In my eyes. But I don't think that was there for Isaiah at the time he came up. and I think it was very. I think he's a smart dude. I think he was I think it was on his mind. I think he was definitely conflicted.
And it's all still possible too that maybe he was struggling, like he's been struggling with it this entire time. Like you hear it in his raps, like he's been depressed for a long time.
Yeah, Sylvia Demo, he's talking about killing himself.
Exactly. So like he could have been struggling with this back then.
Yeah.
Right. And then post that, he was addicted to oxys and Xannies.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you could definitely tell that was dealing with something from his music, and I think that's what attracted a lot of people to his music, because everyone is sort of dealing with their confidence in themselves. Just bottom line, just like being able to confide their truth to other people and feel secure.
No, it's tough. Look, I honestly think this is going to be like tough. I know he's going to get a shit ton of support, and I think it might be a relief at the end of the day, long term for him. But yeah, it just sucks that it came out in this fashion.
On some man shit, I don't respect DL niggas.
Oh, okay.
I just don't respect DL niggas just in general.
Just are you saying in this era? Are you saying because it's this era?
I don't care era. I don't really care about eras because I don't think.
Because you're not staying true to yourself, essentially.
Well, I don't ever think it was ever that big of a deal, but because there's been gay superstars there's been gay popular people.
But again,
but not within the rap community.
In the circles.
Right, I know, but I understand that within the Black community, it's like taboo.
Super taboo.
But as a rapper, where like he goes places and like not all of his crowd is Black, he might be performing to a majority white crowd. A lot of these places that he goes to.
He's on tour. If he's on tour, he's definitely gonna have majority white crowds somewhere.
Right. So it's like, I just like, I get it. Like his mind is like strategically like, if I cap about who I am, then I can make more money. I just don't respect that.
I can see that. Yeah.
I don't respect that at all. But I mean, let him do him. I don't really fuck with it. I haven't really listened to Isaiah Rashad a lot since I didn't really like his last project.
I didn't listen to his last project as much.
Yeah, so
I got the one listening last.
Right. So I was just like, he's kind of falling off for me. Sylvia Demo was great. The mixtape he had before Sylvia Demo was great.
You didn't like Sunstraight? I thought
No, I didn't like Sunstraight at all.
I liked half of it. I liked the first half. I didn't like the back half, but I thought he still showed glimmers of light for sure in 2016. I think go ahead. It's just like when he's just really on like that, like I just can't really vibe with his whole depressed. Like I get that people can vibe with that, like just being depressed, feeling isolated, feeling like you can't tell people how you actually feel about things. I just can't relate to that personally. Yeah.
Because I feel like I can say whatever I feel personally. I don't feel like I have like,
we know that
for sure, like skeletons in my closet. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Where I can't speak on my life experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah.
I feel you. I mean, I still feel for Isaiah. I feel like it was definite. Like he was like that man. I remember in like 2018 in the summer where he said like my project is like 95% done, and then right after that he got taken off the TDE tour. And it was just like there was shit. There was a lot of shit. Like internal struggle is something we can't truly kind of define, recognize, categorize. It's hard.
Right.
Yeah, and exactly. And I was like, literally this morning, I was talking to like my friend group chat. I was like, Kanye West posted some shit this morning about like, I want my family back. All caps, posted a collage of his family at Halloween. And I told my friends like, yeah, I now have a new interpretation for that all your fault line. Like you don't like if she with me, like she gonna end up with a goofy. Like she with Mickey and she gonna leave me and end up with a goofy. And how I saw that line now is once Kanye was Mickey with Kim, and when Kim left, he became a goofy. just because of how he's moving. But
I thought he was saying that she was going to end up with a goofy like Pete Davidson.
Yeah, like exactly. No. That's how I initially assumed that, and like you can like that's exactly how I interpreted it initially. But now when I'm looking at it, like the way I'm looking at it, Kanye's the one that's acting out, really. But like I spoke to my friends on it, and he was like, you can never actually understand the depths of someone's like pain. And it's just like, yeah, no, like, and that kind of like it put me into perspective. The one thing I said back was like, as a father, you have responsibilities as like it's personal. Like for Isaiah, like I honestly think the person that will get hurt from all of this is probably his child. Just because of the backlash, and like you
I don't know, bro. I don't think these kids care like that, but
I know they don't. But it's just there's people who are out there who are hateful, and they will find ways to impact people who don't truly understand. If like you're a child, you do not comprehend all your emotions completely.
I mean, how old is kid though? Like it.
So during the free lunch video, the kid was like 3.
Okay, so you
can do the math.
I thought it was it wasn't free lunch. It was another video. It was
he's probably like 6 or 7 by now.
It was off the Sun's Parade though. It was the one with like the $sign over his head.
Yeah, that wasn't free lunch. That was a different one. On like the boardwalk.
Yeah, it was on the boardwalk. Exactly.
It was like bada bing bop boom. It was that song. I forgot.
Okay. It wasn't okay. So it was a song on the Sun's Parade where he was showing his kid. Yeah, so the kid's like, I don't know, and that was 16. So 3 plus 5, 8, 9. You know, I don't know. So if the kid's on the internet, which he likely is because he's the child of a celebrity, I just don't want. I don't want that to hurt the kid. That's truly what I'm thinking about.
I don't think the kid's fine. I think the kid's fine, bro. Kids,
yeah, that's all.
Yeah, got hella money, bro.
Yeah. It's still like all the money in the world doesn't fix emotional trauma. Like
no,
true. Like that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I think lying. I think just tell the truth,
kid,
bro.
Potentially. I mean,
just tell the truth, bro.
I think the kid might have known. If the kid knows, then I think all is well. If the kid knows, then all is well.
I doubt the kid knew what was going on, but I'm just saying, like, just tell the truth, bro, and just move on with your life, bro.
Yeah, I'd like to leave that as a lesson. The testament is be true to yourself in this day and age, even as hard as it can be. You know,
who gives a fuck, bro? Like I'm saying, in this day,
it is a who gives a fuck situation. Yeah.
In this day and age, whatever you do, you will be able to find people that fuck with that.
Absolutely.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, but like if the people directly in your life don't fuck with that, like that's what's hard. Like it doesn't matter that like, oh yeah, you can find a group that'll support you, but if your family doesn't support that, that's a tough decision to like. You have to be willing to essentially say,
the only way
I'm going to upset my family right now, I'm potentially be disowned by my family and friends if I come out.
Then don't suck another nigga's dick if that's what you're worried about. I don't know, bro.
But then how you put
yourself in that situation, then I'm just saying, anytime you put yourself in that situation, there's a risk that can be exposed. So it's just like, anytime he's doing that, there's always a risk that could be exposed.
But it's still difficult. I don't care if it was on video or not. The people you grew up with, the people that took care of you, the people that raised you, if they have certain morals and ethics that you are not going to abide by, it becomes a difficult. There's going to be an internal struggle. There's going to be an internal struggle. You just got to respect it. You have to understand that some people go through things that you may not go through.
But as a man though, like you should just be able to do it. Like as a grown ass man, you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do and not care about those things.
You absolutely should.
Like that shouldn't even be on your mind. Like you're like, I'm a grown ass man. I'm doing what I want to do because this is what got me money. And this is like, I get he's trying to do something that appeals to a wider audience. He didn't want to put himself in a box. And I kind of get that just on like a business standpoint, but just for me personally, I don't respect that.
I feel you.
Yeah, like like I'm not a fan of that.
Okay, what about R. Kelly peeing on girls?
I'm not a fan of R. Kelly. Bro, I don't listen to R. Kelly's music,
Okay.
bro. I don't listen to R.
Okay, all
Kelly's
right.
music. The hell?
We don't listen to
Nah,
R. Kelly
bro.
over here. We do
There's
not
so
listen to R.
many
Kelly
other
over here.
artists that R. Kelly bit off of.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like,
Mhm.
I don't really care about none of that.
Cool. I'm down to leave it.
I can't say that either of them isn't talented, R. Kelly or Isaiah Rashad.
They got to their heights for a reason.
Right. I can't say either of them isn't talented, but because they're just not honest people, I just can't. It's like, and because I'm like conscious that they're not honest people, I it's like, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Like for a long time, like R. Kelly, you would listen to his music because it's like I don't know for sure whether or not he actually did this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the first one was on videotape.
It was on videotape, but he got acquitted for it. You know what I'm saying? He said it wasn't him, and he went through a whole legal. There was a whole legal process though that was done to say that it wasn't him.
But
I know that.
Didn't they push out the trial like 5 years or some shit?
Bro, there's a whole bunch of ways to finesse like trials and shit.
When you have the money, yeah. When you have the backing, that's literally what happened.
Right, and there's a whole bunch of ways of doing that. I'm saying, like, if we can get mad at R. Kelly, we can get mad at Epstein, we can get mad at Bill Gates, we can get mad at Bill Clinton for things that are allegedly happening. You know what I'm saying?
Allegedly, yeah.
So, but am I really gonna worry about it if it's just alleged? I can't.
I feel you. Okay, I'm okay with that. I mean, in R. Kelly's situation, it's a different story, but
I mean, he's in jail right now. He's in real jail, like, because he
kept doing it.
When they go through due process and they go through all these steps, especially as a black man, because they're gonna throw the book at you. They're not gonna skip no steps. They're not gonna skip no steps if you're a black guy going through that type of shit. You know, like, I can't, like, people be hating on Michael Jackson, but I was like, he went through due process and they didn't find shit. So he's a black man. They went through due process. They didn't find shit. I can't, as a fellow black man, knowing the shit that other black men have been through in this country, I can't villainize him for something. For some gossip.
Brandon, I think we should bring two categories to black people and black people with money. Because
black people don't got money like that. Okay,
R. Kelly and Michael Jackson had the money.
They didn't have the power.
I feel like Michael Jackson had power.
Power. R. Kelly during that era had, like, you have the money to get the best lawyers to literally influence. Like, the lawyers are the power in the courthouse. They are the ones that dictate the flow, the pace. It's the reason why that case was pushed back.
Right. So maybe it wasn't that they had power, but they were mentally weak.
They had influence, maybe. No.
Something.
Well, I was just saying that the both of their downfall, R. Kelly and Michael Jackson, is that they are mentally weak to their vices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So maybe they did have some power. They were accumulating power, but because they have these vices that they couldn't get over,
they will always be.
It took them out.
Yeah. I'm fine. I'm fine with those statements. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Man,
we can move on.
Man.
So I don't mind that just being my topic. If you want to move to whatever you had, Brandon or Solomon, do you still have something else in the?
No, I'm honestly down to take your topic, Mike, or whatever, just for the sake of the order.
Okay.
Brandon, let's go to you though. Let's go to you because it's technically the B.
Okay, for sure. I had two potential topics. One of them was I was confused that Joe Biden just accepted like a money for like a grant to
$30 million.
Yeah, $30 million of grant money so that he could support state, local, and tribal governments dealing with drug issues.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just offering resources. And one of the resources was safe smoking kits. So I just immediately thought of The Wire, thought of Amsterdam.
Dog, I was literally about to bring that shit up. And that's
safe
literally
smoking kits?
Yeah. And by smoking, Mike, we mean like crack pipes,
like meth and crack pipes,
and clean needles, and like access to like certain facilities, like there's like specific facilities, like I think in New York, that have like, I'm not sure if they're overdose centers or like just help centers, but like people can get clean needles and like
overdose drugs. If in case you're overdosing, like that shit that they was pumping in Uma Thurman's chest in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you have a I forgot what it's called, but I think it's the same shit if you have like an allergic reaction to like nuts or something.
Isn't that like is it epinephrine?
An EpiPen? Like, yeah, epinephrine. Yeah, it's like that's it.
It might be epinephrine, or it's like
really that's what they use.
Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's like a. I don't. It probably is. It's probably like a watered down morphine that they use.
I don't know. I'm not clinically. I don't know, so I don't want to say. But yeah. But just go through the policy. Like it's 30 million. It's 30 million allocated.
30 million allocated so that state, local, and tribal governments can apply for a grant to get those sort of resources. Also helping them, I think, like we're talking about with Amsterdam, set up safe use zones.
Can you actually, for the audience, Brandon, who hasn't watched The Wire season 3, do you mind actually going through what Amsterdam was and what Bunny Colvin did?
It was like he was like a police chief, fictional police chief in this show, The Wire, that thought it was a good idea for within a certain district, allow certain sections of that district to be drug safe zones so people could sell and use drugs freely without fear of prosecution. I think those things exist in San Francisco currently.
Likely, probably.
Yeah, I think those things exist in San Francisco currently, but like, I think that's just a weird tactic to help people get over their drug problems, to provide them, like, to basically facilitate. Yeah, to say basically to facilitate drug use and just not, and try to instead of getting people off drugs, is trying to minimize overdoses.
Yeah, because
minimize harm reduction.
Yeah. I was just going to say, it's just due to the addictive nature of some of the drugs that they're taking. Like, it's, if we like shut out that community, they're going to find the drugs and they're going to find the needles and the pipes, whether they are clean or not. And I think that's kind of like the thinking behind it, like the shared pipes, the shared needles, like the risk of infection as a result. And I think the thinking behind this is like you're attempting to proactively go about protecting that community instead of, like, from the monetary aspect of the government, and why they're kind of releasing this bill is like they don't want to pay for it on the back end in hospitals when they could attempt to kind of get out ahead of front of it, because most of these people most likely won't have health insurance. The costs will go straight to the government if they are attempting to be resuscitated, EMT'd, like mixed with a slew of drugs, getting put in rehab, and etc.
Right. And they were talking about like COVID issues with like sharing pipes.
Yeah.
But like if the issue, like, so that the problem is like infections from sharing needles. But I mean, overdosing is also an issue that causes people to need medical attention. So if you are encouraging people,
but you have the drugs in order to save people's lives when they're overdosing.
There's facilities, like there would be facilities that people
that are nearby, like right as it's happening.
Yeah,
right. That's to be like, I can just go around the corner and get this. My heart.
Exactly.
I gotta go
because they likely just went around the corner to get the clean pipe or clean needle from them.
Right. So as long as is as a drug addict, you'd be like, okay, if all my shit is here, then I'm gonna be close by to here if they let me be here. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
It makes it really fucking easy for Republicans to run off and say Joe Biden gave $30 million to crack addicts.
But he did.
to
I mean, to be
support,
honest, like, is
to
30 million
support.
really even
It's not.
enough?
It's
Like,
honestly, it's like
like,
it's a flip of a quarter into a wishing well pool for the U.S. government for the $1 trillion budget that they do have. Or
yeah.
it's actually more than that. I think it's more than that, but I just don't know. I don't know the
Yeah.
full extent of the U.S. budget for the year, the congressional budget, but I know this is just a sprinkle on it.
Yeah, I just think that that's just dumb. Like we gotta do better. And it makes me think about the IRS thing where they're trying to get people to report on their drugs, like
Wait,
on the
what?
money that the IRS is trying to get people to report the amount of money that they made from selling drugs, so that it was taxable income.
Jesus Christ.
And they're like if you sell drugs, like let us know so we can tax you. And it wasn't like let us know so we can tell the police. It was like just let us know so we can tax you. Because I'm really getting to a point now where I think that the United States understands that they make a lot of money from selling people drugs.
They do.
Not only legally, but legally.
Well, yeah, a lot of these illegal industries are becoming illegal anyways.
Right, exactly. So they're like, we just make too much money importing drugs into this country. We got to just accept this, especially now that we're incentivizing people to stay at home.
Yeah.
So we're incentivizing people to just stay in the house, just let them do drugs. As long as they're not bothering us rich people outside trying to, get things done. That's what I'm feeling is the result of these sort of policies, is that we're getting to a place where it's like, we don't really care if people harm themselves, for real. We just want them out the way.
And not harming others.
Not harming others and not bothering us and not, shitting on, having the shits, in our neighborhood.
Harming yourself is actually a very lucrative business for the U.S. government.
Exactly.
It's a very, very lucrative business. There's a lot of money in people going to the hospitals, medical insurance. I mean, we don't have to get into medical insurance. We don't have to get into like how deep the middleman is when it comes to American healthcare insurance and how big of a scam it is as it relates to the support we get in comparison relative to just the rest of the world. For being a first world country, it's actually quite a joke how we consider ourselves. Like, we are not a healthy country and we pay exorbitant amounts of money on healthcare.
Right.
And this is just going to feed into it for sure. So I think this is just a win-win for the government as it relates to tax dollars, because medical insurance definitely does feed back into the government one way or another. I don't know.
Sick. But yeah, we don't really gotta talk about that anymore. Obviously, Joe Biden's fucking up.
Yeah.
I did want to talk about something else though. I want to talk about Joe Rogan. You guys hear about that?
Oh, yeah, that was going to be my other topic.
Let's talk about that.
What specifically though?
What do you guys think about it? Joe Rogan got about like 70. He was getting pressure because other
Neil Young to start, and then others followed suit.
Right, like NDRE.
Yep.
Basically said they wanted to take all of their music off of Spotify because Joe Rogan's podcast is on Spotify. Mm-hmm. And they're like, these music artists are like, we don't want to have our music on a platform that's associated with Joe Rogan because this guy
COVID misinformation, more specifically, right?
Not that he said the N-word on.
He says the N-word a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that not only did he say the N-word a lot, but he made a stupid joke in one of his earlier episodes where he was talking about going to see the Planet of the Apes in a black neighborhood. And he felt that he was actually in the Planet of the Apes.
Nuts.
Super nuts, right? Nobody really knew about it. No one really cared until, pressure was applied.
Yeah.
What do you guys feel about that? About Joe Rogan saying the N-word? Like, he said it sort of like black people say nigger all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this guy, he's so racist. He just kept saying nigger. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was watching this one show they were talking about it. It was like, remember that Boondocks episode where he was like, "Do you mean nigger?" When I
Oh
post,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No. The two papers. He had two papers up with the NIG, the ER, and then he put the AH. So you heard the phonetic sound.
Right. Speaking of Boondocks, I was gonna make a joke about
yeah, no, I saw a bunch of clips of Riley and the
Delicious
Fit.
A lot of Riley in that.
Like nigga, you gay.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know. For Joe Rogan, like, I mean, I didn't actually hear the full extent of like how many times he said the N-word or like the full extent. I heard one clip saying like he referenced like going to the darkest places of Africa to find the darkest people. That was the only one I heard that I saw that was fucked up because, you know, I feel like it's really sunny.
He was he was saying that like he doesn't understand why people name each other black and white. Because if I go to Africa and I find like the blackest person I could find, they're not black, they're brown. So I don't know why we call each other black and white because we're not actually black and white. I don't think Joe Rogan's racist.
I don't. I think he's just
because I know. I just want to say I don't think racism is what you say. I think it's what you do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. It's in your actions. It's how you carry yourself.
Right. I've never seen Joe Rogan deny opportunities to black people.
I mean, does he have black people on his staff? Like, or
I don't know if he has black people on his staff, but he has black people on his show. He gives black people a platform. Mm. He's had like Jamie Foxx, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Dave Chappelle, Donnell Rawlings. I'm trying to think what else.
But I think like
Jared Carmichael.
I feel like he still makes an attempt to bring all sorts of people onto his podcast.
Right.
Yeah, like that's like his whole thing. Like he is attempting to have casual conversations with all types of people, wherever. And it's like
Wiz was on his podcast one time.
Yeah, I like I don't know at what point he said it. I understand that he said the N-word like fully and wholeheartedly, but I am so against the removal of people from platforms for words and statements, and like they mean things, they truly do. But like when you look at like how other people, like this is just kind of speaking to cancel culture. I'm speaking directly to cancel culture. Cancel culture in my eyes has not done a single productive thing to the world.
Okay, but to play devil's advocate,
they got R. Kelly out the street.
but
to play, really though, yeah. Or was it the actual BuzzFeed article that did the investigative work?
I don't know.
Was it actually the cancel? Was it people on Twitter saying cancel R. Kelly, or was it the investigative journalism of a BuzzFeed article in 2017 that was released that detailed the explicit location of the women who were underage in an Atlanta apartment?
There's that, but then I think people supported the narrative because of cancel culture. Like other women who were affected by what R. Kelly had been doing felt emboldened to
and they may have been supportive to the cause. They like what I'll say is they may have been supportive to the cause, but did they actually provide there's evidence that was proven through this. It was an investigation that was performed that provided evidence to remove this, like that was it. But
it was pressure from cancel culture to get that investigation going, because there's been people that have been gunning for R. Kelly his entire career. Like it's like there's people that were still upset about his original charge that he got free of. So once like there was any type of word about this, like the internet started talking about it, and then that forced an investigation into it.
Did it? Okay.
So like, but I don't want to say it's cancel culture. Like I wanted to say it's like due to people who feel strongly, which rightfully so, that they feel strongly in this way, to push to get someone to further investigate some foul shit that's going on. Like I feel like cancel culture. There's one thing about cancel culture: digging up someone's old tweets or Facebook posts and saying, "Oh, you're a horrible person."
That
like,
is
that's the type of shit that doesn't work.
Yeah, because
but like,
go ahead, my bad.
That's the type of cancel culture that doesn't work, because like the masses ultimately don't really care about what you said when you were 14 years old, you know. But when it comes to like real shit, like with R. Kelly, then yeah, for sure, cancel him, take his music off everything, you know.
That's understandable. Yeah, but it's, to me, it's just yeah, like what I'll say to that is like the words you say from like 5 to 10 years ago, it essentially is like, if you want to cancel that person, you are essentially standing on the point that this person has not grown or changed from that moment. Yeah. You're willing to stand on that. That's like, it's like if like, it's essentially stating that a person is like, the person at his worst moment is a representative of who he is or she is at all times. That's essentially what that narrative becomes. And it's saying like, this is the justification, because this person was here at their worst point, they should no longer be able to affect the world in any way. But because the whole point is to remove any type of monetary business for Joe Rogan going forward. That is the goal, right?
Yeah. But I mean, to play devil's advocate to what you were saying earlier, about like removing like his content off of Spotify, like we as Black people do have to gatekeep saying nigga. Like, because if I just feel like if we
actually have to gatekeep a word?
If we allow Joe Rogan to just spew that off willy-nilly, then like all of a sudden we're gonna have a lot more people doing it. And like, I mean, if we're okay with it,
I do not fuck with that statement at all, Mike. Like, at all. I will say that because if we
rappers do more to make a whole bunch of people say nigga than Joe Rogan.
No,
1000%.
But I mean, publicly though, like, I guess it doesn't matter whether it's
does
public
not
or
matter.
Private. Yeah.
Does not fucking matter. If we use that weight on Joe Rogan for that word, and we do not hold anybody else accountable of our own ethnicity to use that word in a way that's derogatory, malicious, like, you can, like, there's friendly versions of it, that's fine, but like the way we use the word so freely, and so like we wanted to own the word, and now we're gatekeeping that word.
You know what though, Solomon?
Tell me.
That's power.
Yeah, that's taking the power out of a word that meant with so much harm in the past. Like, that was the whole purpose.
Because we took ownership of that word. No.
But yeah, that's the whole purpose of gatekeeping it, though.
Gatekeeping is a terrible fucking thing. It truly fucking is. The thing is, I'm sorry, I'm speaking in absolutes, and I shouldn't be. It's not the worst thing in the world. Gatekeeping is not the worst thing in the world. Why I don't like gatekeeping is because all it does is we are holding weight to a word.
No, but that's what I'm saying though, Solomon.
And this word has a lot of weight. No, historically, this word has a lot of weight. But what I will say is, like, is the word the actual issue here? Is the word the actual issue here? Because the actual issue was the word is the actual issue.
I will say, Solomon, coming from,
because he didn't use it in a racist context, he just said it. I mean, he said the Planet of the Apes thing, but he didn't say I was in a movie with a whole bunch of niggas. He just said I went to the Planet of the Apes, and there was a whole bunch of Black people watching Planet of the Apes, and I was just like, damn, there's hell Black people in here. I feel like I'm actually in the Planet of the Apes or something. And then that's actually, that's actually like crazy.
That's fucked up. That's truly fucked up.
Right, but then in context, he's a white person. He said it a long time ago when his audience was probably mostly white people. They probably say that shit all the time.
All the fucking time.
Privately. And it wasn't even a big, I mean, that episode was public information for years. And no one cared until someone dug it up.
And
because I didn't realize, I thought it was
because he's spreading misinformation about other things.
Mm-hmm.
That put pressure on him to, like, people going back, and people who got no lives going back.
Yeah, for sure.
So see, like, I thought these comments were kind of recent, so that kind of changes the context of it.
None of them are recent.
This is the same thing in terms of Kevin Hart getting pulled from the Oscars. It's the same shit.
Yeah, the same thing as
the same
as
shit.
Kevin Hart getting pulled
Kevin
from the
Hart, like,
Oscars
this
for
is like
talking about
Kevin
gay
Hart's,
people.
yeah,
But Solomon,
yeah, please let me inform me, enlighten me.
life is not about what you know, it's about perspective. So if the perspective is that,
I see that. Okay, go ahead.
if the perspective is that we have control of this word, that's power.
Mm-hmm. To what extent?
And
what is the
to what
power?
extent is that we can get people fired for saying it.
Okay.
Not even, and we can't.
I actually got someone fired for saying it at work.
No,
yeah.
For saying it, like, and I haven't got people fired, but I've gotten people reprimanded for saying, like, oh, Black people never show up to work on time at my job.
That's as you should. That's
right. But I'm just saying, like, we can't give, like, those situations, it is what it is. Like, we can't just be like, okay, you guys can use the N-word all the time, we don't really care. Because think about what happened to Whoopi Goldberg.
What happened to her? Enlighten me to that.
Whoopi Goldberg was suspended for 2 weeks for saying that the Holocaust wasn't an issue about race.
Like,
it was
it
was an issue about just hate, just people just hating on each other, but that had nothing to do with race. But the Jewish community got really upset about that, and they were like, no, you can't do that. And they used their influence to reprimand Whoopi Goldberg. Now, right or wrong, it is what it is. You can use words and the application of them as leverage against other people.
Okay.
So by saying we can allow everyone to use that word, we give up leverage.
We do.
Sure. In certain situations.
Where
we are being disrespected.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to give up that leverage, especially as Black people who have gone through so much, in order to get to the point. Because think about it, we can talk about the word nigga. Oh, it actually means king. It's actually derived from the Ethiopian word negus,
yeah,
which is which up until 1974 was title that means king. All
that.
We didn't invent the word nigga. White people were using the word nigga to degrade us for hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years, absolutely, Brandon.
And I think, like, also to speak.
And now that we're able to monetize it for our own gain, and at the same time prohibit others from saying it.
That's fucking power.
That's power.
Yeah.
And that all this money shit, all this power is in perception.
I agree to the aspect that it is the power in perception, because it is. I truly do believe that. I think
right, it's just a word, but it's the perception of the word. It's perception of what that means. And so we give that up, then we're giving up the power that enables us in order to stop other people from saying it.
And, like, also at the same time,
reprimand other people from saying it.
I feel like we're still close to the generation of where that word still was a lot of harm, like meant a lot of harm. Like, we're a generation away from it. Like, my father is from that era of
absolutely are
of having to, Brandon's, like all of our fathers, like, we're from that generation of having to look down when a white woman is passing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and get called a nigger every day to be as a way to say that you're less of a human. You know what I'm saying? So, like, right. I think it's still important for us to maintain that power of the word and keep that power, at least for like another, couple generations until
forever,
like,
bro. We gotta give that shit up. Bro, nobody else should be able to say that except us. And if they got a problem with it, this is what's gonna happen. We put ourselves in these positions in order to do this type of shit. So
I do. I get that.
Disrespectful to give up all the work that our ancestors have done, that our peers, our cousins, our aunts, uncles that have done in order to get us to this point where someone can get fired for saying it.
Absolutely.
Because people were saying on national TV
in a derogatory fashion. In
a derogatory fashion, making fun of people 50 years ago.
Yeah. Absolutely.
on national television.
Yeah, I understand that. I truly do. And I will definitely recede my point as it relates, because I'm now speaking to the perception of the word, and the perception of the word has had such an impact on the community for such a long time. And we are using, and like, I think the only point that I'm going to just try to make here, and it's probably going to be a bad point. We are using it for capitalism at this point in the Black community. We hold this power. We hold this power of the word. We do. It's just the power of the word, and this gatekeeping of the word is, like, in my eyes, backward looking. We look back at the past in terms of what it has done to us, what pain it has brought to us, and we are owning the word and gatekeeping in terms of what people should not say going forward, because they will always need to remember what it used to be.
Are you emotionally attached to a family member that's gone through Jim Crow?
My family did not live through Jim Crow here. They were in a different country.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I think it's different.
It's different for me. Yeah, absolutely.
For someone like you, that is for me and Mike, that we have grandparents. Mike's dad is old enough to remember to tell him about these sort of things, where we can see like the pain in their eyes when they describe these situations.
Absolutely.
And they describe the type of shit that they've had to go through in order for us to be at this point where we can feel confident enough to tell somebody saying the N-word, shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. No,
like,
it's big.
I'm gonna go.
That's power.
Like,
it's power. It's power in the perception.
It's not even about capitalism. It's just about leverage. It's just about leverage over another person, and it's like, I guess that's messed up to say, but it is what, like, that's how the world works.
We gotta
like,
take every inch we can gain.
You don't get what you deserve. You just get what you have the ability to negotiate. That's what Jalen Rose keeps saying on his show. You know what I'm saying?
I see it. And let's loop it back. I appreciate the lesson. I absolutely understand. Like, I truly understand the power of the word. I truly do. At times for me, because I don't have the history in this country. Well, my family does not. I lived here my entire life, but my family is not. They've lived through other types of oppression.
Other things that we have no idea.
But it's not specific to the word. It's not specific to the word. And I will say that.
There's probably, so there's beefs that go on in where you're from, right?
Yeah, it's ethnic. It's more.
And I'm sure there's curse words. Like, if I call an African nigga kafir or a cutter, if I call somebody African a kafir or a cutter,
it wouldn't. The thing is, there's too many cultures in Africa to.
If I call a West African nigga or a South African nigga a kafir, if I call a South African nigga a kafir, if I call a West African nigga a cutter, they would be pissed if I said some shit like that too.
Yeah.
Pissed because of colonialism.
Mm-hmm.
Different shit that they've dealt with. I'm sure there's derogatory terms that
absolutely sure there are.
Ethiopians use against Eritreans, vice versa, people from Tigray, people from this area, there's just tribal shit that goes on where there's history behind what you do. And that if you're in certain areas using those certain words, there's consequences. There's always consequences to your actions, bro. Shit just can't be inconsequential.
True. And yeah, I get that. I honestly will leave it at that. I will leave it at that. Yeah.
With that being said, guys, do we want to make the executive decision to remove our podcast from Spotify in protest of Joe Rogan saying the N-word?
Nah, because they already did. Spotify already took all those episodes down.
No, but they did. Yeah,
but they took the COVID misinformation episodes down.
I think it was just the
ones with the N-word.
Yeah, there's like 70 episodes. He's done like thousands of.
Yeah, he has he's got probably like 1,500 episodes at this point.
Yeah, 1,500 episodes. So it's like 70 compared to 1,500 is kind of inconsequential.
Yeah, no one was going to go back and listen to that shit anyway.
Does that mean whoever called for the canceling of Joe Rogan do you think they got what they wanted?
No, they didn't win because he still has $100 million in his bank account.
still rich, still gonna make podcasts. He hasn't said the word in like 5 to 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like he has to say the word in order to make money.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
He actually has a deal from some other he has an incoming deal from another platform. It's essentially about to match his Spotify deal, and it's a more conservative leaning platform. So they're for sure gonna let him say whatever the fuck he wants there.
He could move platforms easily as other platforms scale. His fan base is gonna follow him wherever he goes. He was on YouTube, went to Spotify, they still fuck with him. All of his clips, wherever he's at, is gonna end up on all the platforms anyway.
Yeah. So yes. So he is at 1,774 episodes.
He apologized. Yeah. If that's what they want, if they wanted an apology, because that's really all you can really get is an apology. That's all you can get. But I mean, that's powerful too. That's powerful because that's Joe Rogan is. I mean, yeah, we can be like Joe Rogan's cool, but he might be some racist person's hero.
He is. He's a lot.
Yeah, and then for him to have to have bowed down for those comments, that's powerful in itself.
I fucked up. He can. He's like, okay, like everyone who follows me, like this is not what I fuck with. If you follow me and fuck with, you know, being racist, then I don't really fuck with you. Straight up. So I mean, that's powerful in itself. So I mean, it's all relative to, you know, it's all words. So it's all, you know,
it's words,
conjecture. It's all subjective.
It's words, yeah.
But there's still, like I said, it's in perception. It's in people's perception that has that
power.
That has
that
power.
Of the word. Yeah. We give the power. We give the power. People, like, words are literally language. Language is made up, and we give power to these words that we have put in history. It's literally, we put the power into it. Human minds do it.
Yeah, on some esoteric shit, like, honestly, we don't even really need to be talking to each other. We should be able to
telekinetic.
I'm serious. Well, maybe we don't get that deep.
Should we not get
we kind of do already on a certain level. Like we can
I'm just saying body language says way more than words could ever say.
They do.
Like as Black people, I feel like I could look, like in a situation, I could look at another Black person and know what they're thinking. Like in certain situations, like there's that face like we make.
Yeah. You see what the fuck going on over here?
These niggas crazy.
Like, right. It's like it's just, you know, shit like that. We really don't need to talk. I think language is a barrier.
Language is a barrier. Language is definitely. Language is definitely a barrier. 1,000%.
I think language is a barrier to understand.
It holds communication to all people. It's literally the place of where misunderstanding comes from.
Tower of Babel.
Don't worry, when we get the Neuralink chips in our brain, it'll all come to fruition.
It'll all third eye view.
Facts. No, facts. Facts. Yeah. I mean, I think language is evolving as we speak right now. Like we use, like when we text each other, when we communicate with each other, we use short form, we use acronyms in order to express.
Still use English, bro. We still do use English.
We use English, but then we use short we're getting shorter forms of the English language, like shorter,
less like formal. IDGAF. I don't give a fuck.
Like, LMAO.
Still acronyms.
It's acronyms, but it's short form for an entire understanding of something.
I could say IDGAF and people will know what I'm saying.
Exactly what you mean.
It's like, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was all done through texting. It was done through texting. It was the medium. It was because of the medium that which kind of brought that word to light.
I think it's the medium, and I think it's people understanding. I think it's.
But I mean, acronyms exist.
We can get deep. Like,
yeah, because what I will say to that is, like, I think the next time our language, like communication channels, will kind of evolve is when we move away, like you said, from phones essentially to communicate. Because right now, phones in our communication lives essentially dictate how language goes. Like that short form is done through instant message, was done initially through instant messaging, then through Facebook, then just through texting and etc. But like we have not since about, I don't know, 2006, we have not really developed like true new forms of communication outside of like text. Like we have not, there's not a new medium of like mass information travel. I mean, theoretically, I mean, I don't know how this blockchain, you know, I know blockchain gives data, but like it transmits data, but does it actually transmit like communications? Like when we have a different, more faster way to communicate, I think that'll be the next evolving step of the language that we are stuck at right now.
Yeah, I think people use short form because they saw other people doing it and they thought it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was popularized by people who were given a platform via the internet that were never given a platform prior to the internet's inception. So yeah, I think as long as we as Black people still have a platform, language will continue to continuously devolve.
I think,
and we can see people now. We can see their facial expressions, and no matter what they say, they could be saying something, but we can tell by their body language and their facial expressions, oh wait, that's probably cap.
yeah. I mean, I guess the next like step in language evolution would be having like and this is probably way down, but like everyone knowing a universal language, I guess is what we're getting at here, is that, you know, someone could be speaking Chinese to me, but me fully understanding, even though I don't know Chinese type of thing. Like,
I think it's short form text language. I think that's going to be the universal language. I think acronyms is going to be the universal language.
I mean, like with acronyms, everyone still has their own alphabet, though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So like
but then we have translator applications.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easier to translate an acronym than a whole sentence.
Yeah. But do those acronyms translate over? There's probably gonna have to be algorithms for it. Yeah, it's fine.
I mean,
It'll definitely happen.
If it's a letter,
it's a computer. It's ones and zeros. It's actually ones and
zeros.
Yeah,
it's a character that you translate into a letter.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's easy.
Easy. Done.
Yeah, man. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens, you know, moving forward. But I'm not mad at cancel culture, man. I think it keeps people on their toes. Cause like, why, if you're not prepared for smoke, why are you saying shit that might offend someone?
But like the thing about it is
no matter what you say, no matter what you say, you will always offend someone. No matter what.
That's cap.
I got some shit. If you dig up my Facebook, I don't know if I deleted that shit or not, but I got some shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I dropped.
No matter at some point, if you say something that is no.
I mean, like, yeah, sure.
If somebody like Joe Rogan situation, if you comb through the history of Kevin all the internet posts, if you comb through the net to find someone's shit, you will find it. It's on the internet. It's done. If you find something that you don't like against someone, you have the ability with your little team to go through and find what you need to find, provide the evidence, and say, this person said this, this, and this. These are the trigger words. They said, if there's like a list, there's like a key list. If they said one of these words, it's done. Let's
but my point is, are you prepared for that smoke? Because I'm prepared for that smoke if it comes my way. Because I know, one,
Brandon,
and two, every storm runs out of rain.
People do not come after people who don't like, and I don't want to disrespect you and like that, but people do not attempt to cancel. People don't attempt to cancel based on the words for people who don't have $1 million or more. Like, people will definitely go after someone for, you know, like any random individual person for sexual assault and other crimes to other people that have not been reported. But when it comes to the just words on the internet, you will have to be at a certain status, at a certain level for people to essentially go after you.
Yeah, so
This
when we're a
is
top
more
50 podcast,
No, so that's what I'm saying. So like
that's when they're gonna come after
we're saying
us.
wild shit on this podcast right now, right?
definitely
been
are.
saying wild
I
shit on
have
this
today. I have said wild ass shit. We are not going to
And
get
I'm not-
canceled because there's going to be about 50 viewers max.
So we both plan. Fuck. We both are like creating a reality where we're gonna make that money,
Yes,
right?
we are.
So in our minds, if time is an illusion, we're already there, right? As long as we stay on our shit.
Okay.
So when and if and when that happens, and we get to that point, and someone brings up our podcast from today or from last week or from 2 months ago, and they're like, bro, you said this shit and it was wild, bro. I did not agree with nothing you were saying. Are you prepared for that smoke? Because I am.
I'm down to defend everything I said, for sure.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter.
The thing
you
is,
could just
Brandon,
be like, okay, bro, I'm sorry.
The thing is, Brandon,
I'll wait 2 weeks.
it's
and it'll
not
be
just
over. It's like, I'm like, we're putting too much on it, bro.
Will I be able to defend the shit I said in high school that's still on my Facebook page? Likely not.
No, just be like, I was young, I was stupid, it was a mistake, I'm sorry, and then stop posting shit for like a couple weeks, and then no, and you'll still be able to get
like what I'm saying
Joe
is,
Rogan and Kevin Hart.
at this point in my life, I'm comfortable with the statements that I say now. I think I have a good, like, I still am learning every day, but like,
to your point, there might be somebody who will find offense to whatever it is you're saying.
Yeah.
Are you prepared to deal with that? Yes or no?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I'm 100%. Okay.
So that's all it is. That's all it is, bro. If you're saying something, Joe Rogan says something that he was not prepared to deal with the smoke from. And he was like, it's just like, if you're not prepared, and I think actually he was prepared because he got fuck you money at this point.
He definitely has fuck you money. That's 9
Whoopi Goldberg was
That's
prepared because she got fuck you money. She got fuck you money at this point. So all she got to do is say, all he got to do is say, all Kevin Hart got to do is say, I'm sorry. It will never happen again. If it does happen again, shame on me. So let's just move on. And most, they're still gonna get paid. They're still gonna be able to live their lives, bro.
Oh.
If we're just talking about shit people said, if we're not talking about shit people did.
Yeah, it's just people. When I speak to that, I think I'm talking specifically to what people have said, just said.
Exactly. So if we're just talking about that, we're just talking about words. Then, and you should be prepared to deal with the smoke for what you say.
I understand that, but like, I think the whole point here is like, Joe Rogan is fuck you money.
Yeah.
Like, if we like, can you bring it like down a little bit? Like, who's actually vulnerable to get their platform taken from under them, but are big enough to still be attacked? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know people who say wild shit.
Like the thing, like the whole point,
like,
the whole point I'm trying to get
Icke
at is like, if you're coming at people that are too big of fish, like there is. Like,
you know who David Icke is?
No.
David Icke is a former English soccer player who became like a TV host in the UK. And then one day he was just like, oh yeah, bro, reptilian aliens are running the world. And he just went on a tirade about that.
So he's a Mormon.
And he's not a Mormon. I don't think he's a Mormon. The Mormons know a lot of shit. Anyway, I would just say that there's people like him who've gotten taken off of platforms, but still have a fan base.
We'll say Myers Leonard, when he said that he made some anti-Semitic remarks.
He said kike. Yeah, he said kike.
Yeah, so like he got removed from the league.
See, look, I said kike just now. Somebody brings this up.
You better be ready.
I'm ready. I'm like, yo, I said that he said this. Maybe I should have said the K word. I wasn't trying to offend anyone. Like, I don't have issues with Jewish people. I study religion. Please educate me on what I need to do next time so I don't run into this problem again. I was young, trying to get people's attention. Yeah, maybe it was the wrong thing to say. I was just referencing, some other moment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
But I mean, to speak to Solomon's point, like James Leonard isn't in the league anymore, right?
But he's not in the league because
Yeah.
he was already a fringe NBA player that.
But he was.
But you were saying someone
he's a
who
7 foot
has
white
money.
person,
Yeah,
bro.
No, yeah, that's good. No, that's
Someone who's
that's
big
it.
enough.
He's
who
a
has
7
big
foot
enough.
white guy, bro.
And
He should
he's-
be
yeah.
in the league right now.
Yeah,
He should be in the league
he
right
probably
now.
still should be in the league right now. You are right.
Yeah. Another
they're
person
like-
who's probably not going to be in the league next year is Cantor or even
About
like,
Freedom.
Yeah, freedom.
Well, what he's speaking to is more about. I think he's on the right side of it.
Yeah.
I think it's actually, bro. It's fucking Yahito Turgaloo that's kind of on the wrong side of it. Who's in the Turkish government? But he's retired.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm getting them mixed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got smoke for Enos Cantor though.
They definitely do
because he came for LeBron. You don't come for the king. But
I don't know. Yeah, you can come for LeBron, bro. LeBron's not. You can come for LeBron. You're not getting kicked out the league if you come for Bron. Bron's not. That's not saying the N word, bro. You can come for Bron.
You just can't play with Bron.
For sure. But nobody wants to play with Bron right now. Have you seen that team? Nobody wants to play Nobody wants to play with Bron, bro. I think that full squad lost. Didn't they lose to this? I'm not sure if they lost to the Trailblazers today.
Did they?
I don't know, man. Yeah, but when is the trade deadline, today or tomorrow?
They lost
tomorrow.
So the Bron and AD lost to the Dameless Trailblazers, and they did not have Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
can't blame Russ. Free Russ.
They got to make moves, man.
Well,
they got to do something.
Nobody wants Russ right now.
Free that man.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Nobody wants to play with Bron right now. So Enes Kanter is fine.
I feel like people will want to play with Bron, but like it just has to be the right fit for LeBron. Like it can't be a bunch of people who can't shoot really. Damn, by 2.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Good.
But yeah.
Man.
LeBron had another 30-point game for no reason.
For no reason. Look at his team. Look at that team, bro.
Bro, I swear, bro. Like if LeBron, they would have won that game if he scored 6 less points and played better defense. But I'll leave that to LeBron.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. I feel it.
But yeah, let's move on. Solomon, your topic.
Well, shit. I thought that was the topic.
I think we kind of went in.
We did go in.
Yeah. I thought that was 3 topics. We went to.
We actually had like 4, I think.
Rashad, and then we went to, what else did we go to? What was yours? It was
Joe Biden
and the crack pipes, and then we went to Joe Rogan. We took a pit stop at the word nigga. Yeah, like I think
we talked about language.
Talked about language, and like the power of it, the perception, the power, the leverage, all of which I've gotten perspective from, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down to leave it there. I really don't have too much else to talk about. The Super Bowl's coming up.
Who's your pick?
I mean, I'm not gonna pick against the Rams. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's so far.
I'm probably gonna pick the Rams, bro, to win it. I got them. I'm gonna say I got them by like 13 points.
Bro, I don't know, man.
I might have them by more. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is gonna be an ugly one.
I don't know, bro. Bengals secondary is kind of crazy, and the Rams need Cooper Kupp in order to bail him out.
Yeah, that's fine. So Joe Burrow shows up in about 60% of the games that he plays in, and he showed up in all of playoffs, so that's good for him. What was the best defense he played? Chiefs. Have you seen that Chiefs defense crumble in the second half? We've seen the Tennessee Titans, who were never a real team to begin with.
They have a really good defense, though. Yeah, that was sick ass defense.
They have a wonderful defense because it's very similar to the Cowboys, Brandon. It's because they played in the trashiest division in the AFC. If you want me to go through the teams that are in the AFC South, I can.
Nah, it's good.
It's good. We're chill. I don't need to say it. They play trash teams outside of the Colts.
Aren't the Patriots in the AFC South? Like on some
No,
weird
they're
shit?
not. It is the
They're
Jacksonville,
in the AFC North.
Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Two
Who
of
else
the
was
most,
it?
and then the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, Colts.
I'm confused by how does like the divisions work in the NFL, because those teams aren't like close to each other.
It's just
geographically.
extensions, mergers, like it's money. It's money, Mike.
Yeah, I've always been confused by that. Like,
it's all money. Money is the
It's
only
money and tradition.
Exactly. And so, yeah, with that being said, yeah, I don't think since he's faced like that tough of a challenge, I think they would have lost. Would they have lost any of the teams in the AFC? The AFC was kind of not that nice this year.
AFC was very nice this year.
Huh?
AFC was nice this year.
What were they? The Bills were nice. They lost.
Bills are nice. Chiefs were nice. Bengals are nice.
Raiders
Titans are
sucked.
nice.
Raiders sucked. Patriots.
Patriots were that good. Raiders weren't that good.
Patriots
were lit.
Yeah, that was just a Belichick offense operating. And then I don't think like the Tennessee Titans after Derrick Henry went down were actually all that. In my eyes, I think they just kind of stumbled their way into that position in the bye week, which worked out. But yeah, I think the Rams will win. I think they will win. Like, let me give you my number. My prediction is that Joe Burrow will still put up numbers. Joe Mixon will still put up numbers, but the Rams front line will actually destroy them. It's actually not going to be close. The secondary will do good enough. The Cincinnati defense is not actually that good. Like,
I don't know about that, Solomon.
I understand that's what you think, but if we go through the games in the playoffs, you know what? I can take that back. But the thing is, it was the Raiders and the Titans that they held under 20. The Chiefs they held to 24. So I mean that's solid. But I've seen
them very solid in a championship game to hold the Chiefs to 24 is extremely solid.
It is. I personally just don't think they'll do it again. I have the Rams by 13. I'll probably call it 27-14 to the Rams. 27-14 Rams.
If they could lock up Cooper Kupp like they locked up Tyreek, I got the Bengals.
For sure. That's what's up. Mike, what you got?
I'm going with the Rams. Got to go with the home team.
You're from LA. You're literally from LA.
Inglewood.
My dad was actually pretty pissed. So like you guys know, my dad does season tickets for the Rams. He has Chargers and Rams. Yeah. So he was trying to get he was almost got Super Bowl tickets that he could have like flipped. But like the way it worked is even though he has season tickets for the Rams, like he has to get put into like a lottery to even get the tickets, which sucked. So
I heard that in playoffs past, I feel like if you did he purchase like all the games up to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And he still couldn't get it?
Well, yeah, because like because the Super Bowl is at
that poppin'?
Well, it's because the Super Bowl, like every team gets entitled to a certain amount of tickets in the arena because it's like it's regulated because it's not the home team that always gets that plays in the arena. It's already predetermined before the season starts. So
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So like every team players, they're all entitled to tickets. So you have to pretty much get lucky and get put in a lottery in order to get tickets at all.
I heard AB spent two tickets on a suite.
Yeah, that shit was nuts. $2 million.
Wow.
Super Bowl suite. and then he bought some other shit. But it was just
Yeah,
like
it's like 1.5 for the suite, and then like an extra 500 for going on the field after the game.
Is it? I mean, I guess you're already rich. You're an NFL player, but like, I can't justify spending that much money to go to the fucking, like, no matter how much money I got, I just feel like I couldn't justify.
I don't live your life.
Yeah.
And AB is definitely not the type to.
I mean, even if you're not sitting in a suite, even if I'm paying fucking $24,000 for nosebleed seats, like I just like can't justify that to watch a game that I can watch in full HD.
Full HD
in the metaverse.
That's hilarious.
Kanye might have paid for it though, because he just gave AB a job. Might be like a business expense or something.
Oh, like on the Donda payroll type shit.
Yeah.
Damn. AB and Kanye rolling together.
Kanye definitely knows how to evade taxes. Now he's a billionaire.
That's what I'm saying. So it might be.
Once you're a billionaire, you know
Kanye's with him.
He's evading taxes.
With him at the game.
The man is writing off a business. Play. This is literally going to offset the money they make from Donda 2. Part of the production. Like, you know what they'll use this for? They're going to use this for the rollout for Donda 2 and write it off as a business expense.
That's what I'm saying. It's a play. If
Kanye's there with him, you'll be able to write it off as a business expense for sure. Tax evasion 101, kids. For sure. Oh, sorry, tax avoidance 101. Tax avoidance 101, the legal version of tax evasion. Sorry.
Right. I mean, under this current system, for sure.
Tax avoidance and tax evasion are two different things.
Okay, so
for sure. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yep, I'm good.
Yomsh. Oh, what I did want to say, quick shout out to the Santa Clara University's men's basketball team for beating the number 22 seeded St. Mary's basketball team, as well as beating BYU the week prior. The way this shit is setting up, it looks like the Santa Clara men's basketball team already have an NIT bid.
I'm about to say, I was like, don't say we're getting second place.
yeah, for sure. No, I'm not gonna say it like that. But like, what I will say is just like for our alumnus, you know, just keep in tune for the WCC tournament in Vegas, first week of March. Let's see how far they go. I think it'll be chill. I think it'll be exciting.
Yes, sir. Go Broncos.
Go Broncos. Yeah.
I mean, I fuck with the team. I like the coach.
Sendek?
Like the coach.
Is it still him?
I think so. I think it's still Herb. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to the boy Jared. He won a G League championship this season.
That's what's up. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, he did. That was kind of a ways back though. With the 87ers. Or Blue Coats, Delaware. Is it Delaware Blue Coats, or was it the?
Yeah, they used to be called 87ers, I think.
Okay, for sure. Or that might have been Philly's team. Is that like, you know?
No, it's Philly's team. Yeah.
Oh, they changed to Delaware.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah. Shout outs to him though. Shout outs to him.
Yeah. I think he got a podcast too. So
he did, and it's like, yeah, you can tell because he like majored in communications. It definitely comes out in the pod. Like, yeah, he's done good.
Yeah, check him out. He's played with some cool Santa Clara alumni. I think he got
Steve Nash on there, Brandy Chastain,
Kurt Rambis.
Yeah, he's got a couple cool Santa Clara alumni on there. And so definitely worth a listen.
Yeah, shout out to him, a cool dude. But yeah, let's end it there. And yeah, talk again later. I'm gonna hit you guys later about like promo stuff.
That's good.
We gotta get that together.
Absolutely.
At some point.
Let's also mint a couple episodes on solo decks and send us that link for your song.
Sure, yeah, link down in the below.
Yeah.
100.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Peace.